to the next question, which is in my name on accident and emergency in Lewisham.
Thank you. I mean, the blunt answer to your question, Darren, you're asking me to oppose the recommendation of the South London Healthcare Trust Special Administrator, Matthew Kershaw, and to lobby Jeremy Hunt to reverse his decision, keep Lewisham A&E open. And I thought very hard about this, and I think the difficulty is that I could of course place myself at the head of those who are calling for a reversal of every reform around London, and that would be every change to A&E, every because there are protests and there are campaigns around the city about a lot of what is being suggested. So my difficult, what I have done is I've registered my concerns with Matthew Kershaw. He's been in. We've gone over what he's proposing. I've raised it with Jeremy Hunt. I've gone over the concerns I mentioned to Fiona. We've been over the critical criteria, the things that matter to us as Londoners. Ambulance times, obviously, are important. Response times, but also, of course, clinical outcomes, and all those things I have certainly raised with. On that point, I am deeply disappointed because Matthew Kershaw and with Jeremy Hunt. I am deeply disappointed because you sought assurances from the Special Administrator that the changes were clinically led. But there isn't one iota of clinically led thinking in these plans. It's about destroying a successful hospital because of unsustainable PFI debts elsewhere. I urge you, at the 11th hour, I urge you to back the campaign against closure. Darren, I respect completely your feelings as a local representative, and indeed, and your right. And 95% of the people who responded to the consultation opposed it. 95% of people opposed it. And your right to shout at me across the chamber and make your point. You're perfectly entitled to do that, and I certainly respect the campaign. A very considerable, very large campaign is being waged on this. A march of about 25,000 people at the weekend, and there is no doubt of the strength of public feeling about this. I have to say, on the point about the clinical justification for what is happening, that is disputed by the Trust Special Administrator, in the sense that he believes that this will help to reduce the variation in provision of services across London's acute emergency care. Therefore, to get back to the point I was making earlier to Fiona, you iron out inequalities, you get a better service, and on their argument, you actually reduce deaths. That is a powerful argument. That is a powerful argument which I think we in this place have to listen to. And it's been disputed by an overwhelming number of clinicians locally. And I think it's also worth bearing in mind. What is difficult for us to do is to second guess the thinking of NHS London, and to pay for a big department in the GLA to go over all their analysis when we have neither the resources to do so nor the responsibility. So what I can do is make your concerns known vehemently to Mr. Kershaw, to Jeremy Hunt, and indeed to others. I noticed, by the way, that there is a legal uncertainty about this whole matter, in the sense that basically it's exactly as you described. Lewisham is basically a new hospital. Is basically being victimised because of the failings of the adjacent setup, where the PFI contracts have gone so badly wrong. And as I understand it, there may be a legal obstacle to the Health Secretary's actually being able to proceed with the recommendations of Mr. Kershaw. So we've got to wait and see what happens there.
Well, the Green Group are now out of time, so I'm going to cut myself off. But I do hope, that if there is a legal challenge, that you join with the London Borough of Lewisham and the people of Lewisham in supporting that legal challenge. We then move on to the next.
And over to colleagues who will come in on fire and on the police consultations. I just wanted to pick up again on the point on the Lewisham Hospital consultation, which Darren raised earlier, and give you a final opportunity to come down firmly on the side of the 95% of local people, local clinicians and local businesses in Lewisham.
Thank you for giving me that final opportunity. I don't think it will be the final opportunity.
And who are opposing the closure of Lewisham Hospital.
Yeah.
You mentioned the 25,000 people marching on Saturday. We also had over 51,000 people, almost 52,000 people signed a petition that was handed into the Secretary of State this morning.
Yeah.
So,
I sympathise with. I'll repeat what I said just now. I sympathise with those people. I understand the strength of their feeling. I have to have regard to what NHS London is saying. I don't run the NHS in London much as I might like to, and therefore I think it would be inappropriate for me, wrong for me, but to do what you want in respect of Lewisham A&E, when after all, by that logic, I should do the same thing in respect of absolutely every change that is opposed everywhere. And I'm afraid I think if this was,
you should stand up for Londoners though, and I think Londoners and Lewisham would expect that.
Yes. Well, I think they will understand that I have had Mr. Kershaw in. We've been over his plans. I have asked him. I have sought every possible undertaking from him that clinical outcomes will be protected and improved, and I made the same points to Jeremy Hunt. Now, it may be that the facts of the case are being misrepresented to me. But what we can't do in the GLA is create our own shadow NHS.
We can't do that, but we can stand up for Londoners. I'll leave it at that.
And that is what I'm doing.
Thank you. Assembly Member Shaw.